Good morning students. Today we will continue our topic agricultural practices, protection of crops, further of chapter 8 crop production and management. In our previous classes we learnt about these many agricultural practices that are preparation of soil, selection and sowing of seeds, replenishment of nutrients, irrigation. And yesterday I started protection of crops, but we have not completed it. Today we will cover the entire topic. Okay. So now protection of crops. There are several factors or agents which can hamper or inhibit the growth of crops. In addition to this, they also ruin or degrade the quality of crops. As a result, production of healthy crops is declined drastically. So, a farmer needs to employ various steps, techniques or methods by which he can remove or eliminate all these factors or agents from the fields. Okay, but before studying that techniques or steps or methods of protecting crops, we should know what are the factors or agents that can damage or harm our crops. There are mainly three factors or agents named as weeds, pest, pathogens. Weeds we studied in our last class. Now today we will discuss about pest and pathogens. Now what are pests? See, there are many organisms like insects which include locusts, termites and rodents which include rats. These kind of living organisms damage or harm our crops badly, severely. How? These kind of organisms make holes in the stem of the crop, in the leaf, in roots. They bore the different parts of the plant. They also cut different parts of the plant. In this way, these kind of living organisms, including insects like locust, termite, and rodents like rats, harm or damage our crops badly. These living organisms are called pests. It is very necessary to remove these pests from the fields as much as possible to minimize the damage caused by them to the crops. Okay, now how can we remove or kill these pests? These pests can be killed by certain harmful chemicals known as pesticides. Pesticides are certain harmful chemicals which kill pests, but they do not harm the crop. Okay, these pesticides can again be classified or divided into two types: insecticides and rodenticide. As the name suggests, insecticides are specially made for killing insects. So these are the harmful chemicals used for killing insects like termites, locusts. Examples of insecticides are DDT, BHC, full form of DDT, it is very important, dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane. Again I am repeating, dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane. Okay, then BHC, it is benzene hexachloride or also known as gamaxine. Okay, another type of pesticide is rodenticide. So these are specially made for killing rodents like rats. Okay, so they are used for killing rodents like rats. Examples of rodenticides are warfarin and zinc phosphate. Okay, now there is an alternative method of controlling pest, that is biological pest control. Biological pest control, in this type of system or technique, many insects which eat pest are released in fields in large number. So, in this system, insects which eat pest are released in fields in large number so that they can eat or kill that pest. This is called biological pest control. Okay, nowadays we are preferring this method over using pesticides because pesticides are harmful chemicals. It's okay that they kill pest but do not harm the main crop. However, they are harmful for us. So when farmers spray these pesticides in fields, farmers need to wear mask to cover their nose and mouth. Okay, so that pesticide cannot enter their bodies and cannot harm them. If they will not wear mask to cover their nose and mouth, then this kind of harmful pesticides can enter their bodies and damage their body organs badly. Okay, so it is advised to wear mask while spraying pesticides in agricultural fields. Okay, sometimes farmers use overdoses of these pesticides. So these over amount of pesticides get accumulated in the soil and are then absorbed by the roots of the plant. Through plants, it enter our bodies. How's that? Because when we consume or eat parts of plant, then through that plant parts that enter our bodies and harm us badly. Many a times overdoses of pesticides which get accumulated in soil also decline the fertility of the soil because pesticides not only kill living organisms like insects, rodents, but also kill earthworms, microorganisms, and if earthworm and microorganisms which are known as friends of farmer because they decompose or decay all the organic matter into simple nutrients and increase the fertility of the soil, they get killed by the overdoses of pesticides. So now there are no more earthworm or microorganisms or they are less in number in the soil. So decomposition of organic matter will not take place. And if it will take place, then it will take place at slower rate. So overall fertility of the soil will be declined, will be reduced. Many a times when rainwater comes, along with the rainwater, extra accumulated pesticide in the soil wash away with rainwater and mix into the water bodies and cause water pollution, contaminate or degrade the quality of water there, and that also affect aquatic plants and animals living in that water bodies. Okay, so these are the various disadvantages of pesticides. That is why nowadays scientists are doing a lot of research in order to explore out new alternative methods which are eco-friendly or less harmful to replace these harmful, disadvantageous pesticides. One of the alternative methods is biological pest control. And you must have heard that we should wash our vegetables, fruits, cereals, grains before consumption because they have traces or residues of spread pesticides on them, and that are very harmful for us. So before consumption, before eating them, we should or we must wash all the vegetables, fruits, cereals or grains thoroughly. Pesticides not only affect our internal body organs but also affect us externally. They cause many kind of skin allergies and skin irritations. So it is advisable for farmers to wear special suits or cover their body along with mask over nose and mouth. These kind of pesticides are spread in agricultural fields manually with hand-held machine. Okay? And in case of large fields, pesticides are spread with the help of tractor or low-flying aircrafts. Okay, so in this way, pesticide can be spread in agricultural fields. Now, next factor is pathogen. What are pathogens? You must have studied about pathogens in chapter 1. Pathogens are the microorganisms including bacteria, virus, fungi, etc. which cause various diseases in crops. Okay, so pathogens are microorganisms or microbes including bacteria, virus, fungi which cause many diseases in crops and degrade or spoil their quality. Now I am going to tell you the most common diseases caused by pathogens. First one is wilt. Wilt is a bacterial infection or disease which blocks xylem tissue of the crops. Xylem involves in transportation of water. So if xylem is blocked, then transportation of water does not take place in plants. So now water from roots of the plant does not reach the leaves, and hence leaves do not get water for performing photosynthesis, for making their food. Now there will be no making of food or preparation or production of food in the plants. So their growth will be stopped and they will die ultimately. Okay, so wilt is a bacterial disease caused by bacteria. It blocks the xylem tissue in plants or crops. Xylem tissue involves in the transportation of water from root to leaves. So if xylem is blocked, then transportation of water from root to leaves does not take place. As a result, leaves do not get water. So leaves do not perform photosynthesis. So no food will be formed in leaves. As a result, growth of the plant will be stopped, will be hampered, and plants or crops will ultimately die. Next one is leaf curl. It is a viral disease caused in cotton crops. So leaf curl is a viral disease specially caused in cotton crops. Now next, rust of wheat. It is a fungal disease specially caused in wheat. And blight of potato. It is also a fungal disease caused in potato. So these are the various diseases caused by pathogens like bacteria, virus, fungi. In order to protect our crops from these deadly diseases, we need to use some techniques, some concrete steps, okay, that are using of certain chemicals. Okay, so we use or spray certain chemicals in order to kill these pathogens, in order to stop the growth of these pathogens. As a result, they will not be able to cause these diseases in crops. Okay, now different types of chemicals are used for different kind of pathogens. Okay, for example, if we have to kill fungal growth or we have to stop fungal growth, means we want to kill fungi, then we use a special certain type of chemical known as fungicide. In the same way, for stopping or inhibiting the growth of bacteria and virus, we use different kind of chemicals. So in this way, we can protect our crops from these factors, weeds, pest, pathogens, so that we can obtain a healthy yield in large production. This is all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.